Okay, so our essential question for today is how do you use systems in the real world? So here's question number one. Sam spent $24.75 to buy 12 flowers for his mom. The bouquet contained roses and daisies. How many of each type of flower did Sam buy? And of course, you needed to find out how much the roses and the daisies cost. I could have not given you this information and you could have tried to figure this out. But I decided to give you the prize for this question. So let's go ahead and first set this up. Okay, so let's say that the roses are R. And then let's say that the daisies are represented by the letter D. So since the roses are 250 each, we're gonna go 250 R for the rose, and then we're gonna add that to $1.75 for each daisy, right? So we know that if we buy only one daisy, it's $1.75, but if we buy two daisies, it's going to be $2, $3.50, right? Okay, it's the end of the day. Anyway, so after you add them all up, you're supposed to get $24.75, right? So I'm gonna write that down here. And then it says that Sam bought a total of 12 flowers. So when I add the number of the roses and the daisies together, I'm supposed to get 12 flowers total. So now I have my system that I can solve, right? So what I do from here is very easy. We learned how to do this, right? So let's see. I have to write down the times table for 250 and 1 and 175 and 1. And obviously you know that our LCD over here is going to be 1.75. So we're going to multiply everything down here by negative 1.75 because all of us already know that if this is 175, this has to be negative 175D in order to cancel out. So let me just go ahead and copy the top equation, which is 250R plus 1.75D, which equals 24.75, right? And then down here, we have to multiply everything by negative 1.75, right? So there you go, negative 1.75R. I think I'm making this really more difficult for you. And then you have to go 12 times negative 1.75, which obviously Mr. cannot do really fast. I should have had my calculator out open. But there you go, let me just do it really fast. So there you go. And I got 21 or negative 21, right? So now we add top and bottom, and we already know that this cancels out. And this part over here, wrong color, is $3.75. On this side, 250 minus 1.75, right? Can't believe this. 2.5 minus 1.75. That gives me 0.75 R. So then now we know that we have to divide both sides by 0.75, right? Because we want to leave the R by itself, right? So then, what is R equal to? We know that R is now equal to 5, right? Okay. And then we plug in the R, right, into the equation to get the D, right? All right. Then let's continue on in the next page. Wasting a lot of time here. I'm sorry. Okay, so we found out that R is 5. Okay, and let me just write down the equation again. I really like, remember how the roses plus daisy was a total of 12, right? So, and our roses ended up being 5. So instead of R, we plug in the 5 plus D, and that's 12. So now we have to subtract a 5 from both sides, and so now we know that D is equal to 7. So once we solve the mathematical problem, we have to understand, like we have to explain the answer in terms that normal people will be able to understand, right? So you would say Sam bought 5 roses, and 7 daisies. And then you'll be good. So I know that, I don't know if you understood how to do this part really well, but here you go. I want you to go ahead and try and solve number 2 and 3. When you have the answer that you think is correct, come see me and I'll give you the correct answer, okay? So I hope you struggle and ultimately get the correct answer. Okay, thank you. Happy learning.